Would you survive this? Fact check it, it's verifiably true. October 18th, 1910, Halifax River Basin, or Halifax River Beach, Florida. A three-mast schooner called the William W. Converse ran ashore on a small island about 6 miles off the coast of what is now Daytona Beach, Florida. I can't recall how many crew were on board. My great-great-granddad was the ship captain, and one of the men on board was my great-uncle. Fred Miller was just 6 years old at the time. So before the ship capsized, his dad, Captain E.G. Miller, or Mueller, a former two-time stowaway on merchant ships from Bremen, Germany, arrived twice at Ellis Island before being sent back home at the age of, I want to say it was, I think 11 and 13 years old. Don't quote me on that. I guess he wanted to be a ship captain really bad. So Captain Miller holds his thumb out in front of him and he grabs Fred around the neck and he says, "Put your thumb here and swim to this point." Now mind you, it's 1910. It's in early fall. No source of light outside of probably the lanterns and things on the ship. And he tells him, "Don't look back." Well, I don't know if you know how dark it is out in the middle of the ocean at night, but it's dark. So Captain Miller proceeds to toss Fred off of the ship. All the while he's yelling at him, "Don't look back, don't look back, just swim to that point." Well, I don't have any idea how tall the waves were, but Fred turned around to look. And when he did, he saw the ship capsize and the lumber and the coal topple over on top of everybody. So in the middle of this hurricane, a 6-year-old is 6 miles off the shore of Florida alone. So he did what any 6-year-old in 1910 would do. He listened to his dad and he turned around and got his bearings and he swam to that point. Somewhere along the way, one of the masts that broke loose from the ship toppled over him in a wave. Thankfully, it didn't crush him, but he did have the wherewithal to grab a hold of this mast. The next morning, a bunch of beachcombers stumbled across this 6-year-old with another man that was also part of the crew that had somehow miraculously survived. And they were taken to the Jacksonville Sun newspaper, I believe, and they gave their account of what happened. After a few days in Jacksonville, they were put on